Hey guys, as you know, I'm participating in Bob Show's Guestsheaux Halloween event. The event is that one of us can watch one of the movies that Bob has covered in his Bob Shoween videos. So which one of these movies am I going to tackle with? That movie is When Good Ghouls Go Bad, based on a book written by R.L. Stine, which you guys may know of his work on Goosebumps. For this occasion, I'm not going to do a full-on detailed review on this film. I'm just going to do a quick review of it. If you want a detailed review of the film, check out Bob's review on it. With that said, let's get on with the review. A new kid named Danny and his dad move to a new town, and they're living with Danny's grandfather, Uncle Fred, played by Christopher Lloyd. Apparently, the town despises Halloween and believes that the holiday is cursed because of something that happened 20 years ago. Meanwhile, everyone goes to Fred's house. They start getting mad at him. The sheriff warns everyone to go to the town center, and they see a big pile of pumpkins. After Fred pulls one of the pumpkins, the pile rolls down and a pumpkin squashes his head, killing him in the most comedic way. After a day since his death, Fred comes back as a zombie. While that's going on, the coach's kid decides to take a statue from a cemetery, which was made by a kid named Curtis Danko. On top of that, Danny's dad is trying to reopen a chocolate factory so he can produce enough chocolate for Halloween. Then there's a bunch of zombies rising from the grave, including Curtis, and it may be a plan by him. Now, right off the bat, I never read that much of R.L. Stine's books as a kid. I've read a few of them, and I saw a Goosebumps episode in elementary school about a kid's parents who were werewolves. With that said, I'd never heard of the book that this movie was based off of. I remember seeing this movie back in 2003 or 2004 from 13 Nights of Halloween on ABC Family. You know, the channel that was sadly turned into Freeform and spews out more drama shows than a channel that spews out soap operas. The one thing I can remember from this movie as a kid is Fred dressing up as a Viking and seeing him scaring the coach. Like I said, I never read the book. I'm just going by this as a movie and how it holds up. And for what it is, it's honestly pretty good. The story is by no means original. We've seen movies that have a kid move to different places with his family, the kid being picked on, the kid's dad not being there for him, and many other story cliches. But just because it's been done so many times doesn't mean it's bad if it's done right. There are some plot holes that don't make sense, like how could the Fireflies have magic and bring back the dead, or how the coach's kids steal the statue and place it in Curtis's house without damaging it. On the flip side to that, there's one that's explained, and that is Fred being called Uncle Fred. At the end of the film, it's established that he donated money, spent time with children, promoting creativity and imagination, and the children loved him. That's why everyone calls him Uncle Fred. Besides the plot holes and movie cliches, the story is good. The cast do a good job in this movie. Joe Pitchler does good as Danny. He's not annoying or obnoxious. He's just playing a character that we all can sympathize with at that age. Tom Mendes does fine as the dad. Brittany Burns is fine as Dana. Imelda Corcoran is fine as Dana's mom. Everybody else in this film does good for the role they play in. Now, let's talk about Christopher Lloyd. We all know that he's done better films than this one, but with that said, I think he did really good. I mean, it's Christopher Lloyd. Anything he's in, good or bad, he always does a good performance. Well,
survival of the fittest.
But besides that, he always knows how to do a really damn good job on which character he plays. Some say that he looks and sounds bored in this film. I can agree that he may be bored and not do something better than this. I think he had a fun time playing Uncle Fred. The scene with him scaring the coach is one of the funniest and bizarre scenes. He's just hamming it up.
Anybody else want a piece of me?
I would say that he's the best part about this movie, but I think the best part about this film is the guy playing the coach. He's the typical rough and tough coach that we've seen before in other films, but whenever he's scared, mad, or anything else, he starts to overact from 1 to 11.
I'm king of the world!
He's fun to watch, and on top of that, he wears pajama pants the entire time. Even when he's coaching, he still wears them. I was getting annoyed by it and also laughing at the same time. And when you have him and Christopher Lloyd together in that car scene that I mentioned, you have a match made in heaven.
You're dead. You're right. Our world beyond this world, cackle. Times beyond this time.
The sets are really nice, whether it's the town, Curtis's house, Fred's house, or any other building. I like how the sun goes through the trees and it leaves a glowing orange effect. The effects are well done. The fireflies are CG and they're not bad. The practical effects on the zombies, including Curtis, are top notch. They're not as gruesome and disgusting like the zombies you see in Dawn of the Dead or the zombies in Return of the Living Dead, but these zombies are well made. The makeup on Christopher Lloyd is nice, and any other practical effect is good. The score in this movie is average. It's nothing new, but it adds to the atmosphere in the film. Overall, should I recommend this movie? I really think so. I see it as a guilty pleasure, just like Hocus Pocus. Yeah, some parts of the story doesn't make sense, and there are moments that we groan and shake our heads at, but at the same time, it's harmless and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of ways I can recommend this film. If you're a fan of R.L. Stine and read all of his books, you'll definitely like this film. That depends on what your perspective is on the author and his work. If you show this to your kids, I think they'll have a good time with it. If you're an adult and you wanted to watch a guilty pleasure movie like Hocus Pocus, I recommend this one. It's not the best movie, but it's so fun and cheesy that I can't hate it. Take a look and decide for yourself.